Hey everybody, AJ Wentland here, and today you're gonna be able to meet me a little bit more on a personal level. Hope you guys enjoy the video. I love you. I'm 25 years old, and I'm from Rockford, Illinois, a city northwest of Chicago, about an hour northwest of Chicago. Grew up there my whole life, played 4 different sports: basketball, baseball, football, and I wrestled as well. The older I got, the more I started to focus on playing football. After high school, I earned a scholarship to play at McKendree University, a smaller school, Division II in St. Louis. I became an All-American there, and I ended up getting some NFL exposure, had a pro day, things like that, a rookie camp invite in Chicago. Fortunately, it didn't work out, but I took the opportunity to play in Germany, to play in Europe and see what that was all about. I had a couple of good seasons in Dresden, and now I'm in Kuopio, Finland, believe it or not. So I'm the youngest of 3 kids. My older brother and sister were always super active with me. We always played outside, and I think that helped with my athletic ability because we were always outside running around, no shoes, playing sports with the neighborhood kids, and always jumping on the trampoline, and we were super active. And my brother and sister have been awesome role models for me growing up. So my brother and dad both played college football, and that was a huge impact on myself. My dad played at Northern Illinois, and he ended up having some looks as well with the NFL, with the Dallas Cowboys in the late 70s. So that was a huge impact on me, and it just made me love the game even more. And my brother had a scholarship to play football as well. So through my high school career, I got to really look up to my brother and how he played, and he played linebacker as well. So he's always taught me how to play the game and how to bring the mentality every day of being a tough linebacker. And that's really helped me on the field as well. Once I got into high school, unfortunately my parents kind of separated, and it gave me a little bit of a distraction, and I didn't focus as much as I should have in school and on sports. I always was a great athlete, but I think that if I had more guidance, I'd say, to focus on football and training and everything when I was in high school, I probably would have had a better opportunity to possibly play at a Division I school. But I never looked at things in a bad way, and once I had the opportunity to go to a Division II school, I took that opportunity and I ran with it. And once I got to McKendree University, I did everything I could. I bought into the program. I took all the training seriously, and it paid off. It turned me into an All-American, and I have to give credit to all my coaches at McKendree and the professionalism that they showed at McKendree that really developed me into the linebacker that I became. What I love about football is just the camaraderie and brotherhood and bonds that you create. And for me, football has given me the tools to find out about myself. From being in high school, a little bit of a troubled kid, to figuring out my path and going to college and learning about myself and meeting some of my best friends in college, my roommates and my brothers. Shout out to Cherry, Tyler House, all you guys. I love you guys. And Darian Simmons, I can't forget about you. But yeah, and then going to college, or after going to college, coming to Europe and meeting a lot of my teammates from all over the world and meeting coaches and fans, and it's just been amazing. Football is a tool that can help you reach out to a lot of different people. And I think, when people meet me on the field, they see that I'm an intense player. I play with a lot of emotion, and I really care about the game. For sure, I care about my brothers, but the coolest thing about football is you play hard for the guy next to you. When things get hard and you're a little bit beat up and you're tired, you look to your right and you see your teammate doing the same thing for you, and that's just an amazing thing for me. And that's why I love football, is just the brotherhood and the camaraderie that you have with the other guys. For me, playing football, you'll always remember the times playing, but the times off the field, or the times hanging out with the guys, is what you'll really remember the most. The brotherhood and the friendships that you create with football is what you'll remember the most. And that's why I always try to keep in touch with all my friends that I've played with, all my brothers that I've lived with, and it's just been an amazing process. And I'm looking forward to the future, continuing to play and meeting more people and networking more. And obviously being able to travel the world is something that I never would have been able to see myself doing without. And if it wasn't for football, I wouldn't have been able to come to Europe. I never had left the US until I had moved to Germany. And after going to Germany, I've seen at least a dozen countries in Europe, which is just amazing. I wouldn't have been able to do that without football. So I went to McKendree University, and I was a 2-time All-American there. I broke a few different records, tackling records, tackles in a single game, tackles in a single season. And I wouldn't have been able to do it without my coach and my other teammates to help me along the way. But with that process came a little bit of NFL exposure. I never thought going to a small school that I would have even been looked at. But after my junior season, after I first broke, or it was my second time breaking school records and first time becoming an All-American, I had 3 NFL teams come to my school: the Minnesota Vikings, the Chicago Bears, and the Miami Dolphins. And I had to do, you know, your typical combine workout for them after my junior season. And that was my first time realizing that I had a shot to make it at that elite level. After my junior day, that's what they call it, is your junior day when you work out in front of some NFL scouts. They just told me to focus on your senior season and to continue training and to focus on having a good senior year so you can put a good tape out there. And that's what you have to focus on. Ended up playing really well again my senior year, broke all my old records and became an All-American for the second time and the Defensive Player of the Year in my conference, the GLVC Defensive Player of the Year. And so I ended up doing pretty well. And then after that, I got invited to the Northwestern Pro Day, Northwestern University. Went there and same thing, typical combine. All 32 NFL teams were there, and I think all 8 CFL teams were there as well. It was a really great experience. I did well, but I could tell that they were a little bit more interested in some of the D1 guys that were there. Ran a little bit better of a 40 than I did. And it was a great experience though, just to be there. After that, my agent got me into a local camp with the Chicago Bears since I'm only an hour away. I did that same thing, combine, 40, all those things. Luckily from there, they invited me to the rookie camp of 2017. This was the end of May. It was a 3-day camp, and from there it was a really big learning experience. There was a lot of really good talent on the field. So after the camp, I realized that the biggest thing to focus on was my speed and agility. And I was a really big guy back then, maybe 110 kilos. I was like 240. So I realized that it was probably better to lose a little bit of weight and become a little faster. And that's exactly what I did going into Germany. So yeah, it's all been a pretty cool experience. So after my NFL exposure, I ended up getting a contract to play in Dresden, Germany. It's been an incredible experience just living in Dresden. It's a beautiful city. Being able to meet a lot of new people, a lot of new friends. And from there, I've been able to see a lot of Europe. I've been to Italy, I've been to Spain, I've been to Greece. I've seen a lot of Mediterranean islands, and I've been to Poland and London. I've been all over the place. It's been amazing. And now living in Finland, it's really, really cool to be able to get out of your comfort zone and see the world, because before this whole journey started, I had never even been out of the United States. And I always tell my friends from back home that you definitely have to get out of your comfort zone and see the world, because every country in Europe is so different. And I've only, seen some countries in Europe, but now I want to see the world. I'd love to see Asian countries. I'd love to see South America. There's so many places to see, and once you get that travel bug, it's hard to stop traveling. My goals for this season are just to continue to play at a high level. And as a team, we want to win the Maple Bowl. I think that would be an amazing experience to win a championship in Europe. It's something that I've always wanted to do, is become a champion. And it's something that we can easily do. And then from there, these next couple years, I think that I still have a couple years of playing in me. I want to continue to play at a high level, and probably in Europe. If I obviously had the opportunity to go back to the US and play, I would take that, and I think I'm ready for it. But whatever opportunity is there, I'm going to play at my highest level that I can play. And then after that, I'd like to get into coaching. So in all actuality, my message to you guys is to not take life too seriously, enjoy living in the moment, and spend time with friends and family and loved ones. Love you guys. Subscribe, like, share, tell your friends. And again, like I said, I just appreciate you guys taking the time out to watch this video. Like, this is AJ Wentland. Like, hey, how you doing?